What is going on, guys? My name is Tricky and welcome back to my channel. Now in this tutorial I'm going to be teaching you how to make a 3D team PSD like the one you see on screen now. I'm going to be using the the Zero Cliche logo. That team has sadly ended, but I'm going to be using the logo just for this tutorial because it is very good. So basically what you do is go into Pixel Lab. However, I do not know if you can do this on iOS because I don't know if there's any apps that you can make a 3D render by importing an image. So if you can, then you can just follow this tutorial. If you can't, get an Android device. So let's just get into the tutorial. So what you do is enter Pixel Lab, or open up Pixel Lab, and then import your team logo. So once you have your logo, I'm just going to be cropping it down, but not cropping the actual logo itself. And then just tick that and then make it fairly big, and then go down to relative position and then click the top middle one and then the bottom middle one, and it should be in the center. Once you've done that, go to 3D shape, enable 3D, and change the depth to about 15. Well, it does depend on what kind of logo you have, but I'm just going to be doing it to 15. And same as the X, Y and Z rotation, it does depend on what logo you have. I could just leave like this and it would still work, but I'm going to move it around. So right up there, and change the depth just a little bit more. And there we go. So once you've done your 3D, what you need to do now is tick it and then turn it off, and then go to the three dots, export the image as a PNG, go down to dimensions and change it to ultra so it is the best quality, and then save to gallery. Once you've done that, go to the 3D image and then click enabled and tick it, and then export the image. Go to dimensions and then ultra. Because it is in ultra dimensions, it means that it's going to take quite a long time for it to render and save. So just give it a moment depending on how fast your device actually is. Once the image has saved, what you do now is just head over to PS Touch. Once you're in PS Touch, what you do is make a document that is 1000 by 1000 or 2000 by 2000 or even higher, depending on what your phone can handle. So just open up a document that has the same width and height and click OK. What you do now is duplicate this empty layer and then fill it black, and then what to do now is get a circle PNG. You don't have to do this, but I'm going to do it just for the tutorial purpose. So if you want to just skip ahead to the time you see on screen now. Once you've got your circle PNG, just make it fairly large, but without it touching the edges. So just around about there, that's perfect. And then select pixels of the circle and then click on the black layer and then just clear. So you should have just an empty circle there. And what you do now is just delete that circle and then duplicate the black layer, change it to white, so just invert it. You can go on the empty layer at the bottom, go to the and symbol, fill in stroke, and yeah, fill that in black. And with the white outline, just drag that underneath it and then make it just fairly small, but not too small so you can see the flat lines. Yeah, that's perfect. Make it a little bit smaller, just like that, and set that to overlay. You won't be able to see it now, but you will later. So what you do now is go and add a texture. Now all the images I'm going to be using will be in the description. So yeah, I'm going to be using this image right here. Just make it fill the whole square. As you can see, you can slightly see that white circle that we set the overlay on. So what I'm going to do is go to Effects, Gaussian Blur, set it to about 40. And yeah, just merge that down. And this is where you can add your 2D layer and your 3D layer that you made in Pixel Lab. Once you have both of them, just turn off your 3D layer and then select your 2D layer and then put it in the top right corner, or top left corner, sorry, and then resize it to however big you want it. Yeah, that seems fairly big. Just put it back in the top left corner and then grab your 3D layer, put it underneath the 2D layer, and just do the same. This is how I line things up just perfectly. There you go, perfect. Once you've done that, select the 3D layer and invert it so it's darker, so it's just black. And then turn it off, select your 2D layer and just put it in the center. And I'm just gonna be moving it around because this logo is at an angle, so it won't look like it's in the center. Once you've done that, select pixels on the 3D layer and then inverse it, create an empty layer, go to the and symbol, fill in stroke and fill that in, and go to the white circle we made and then select pixels, go onto the black outline we just made and press clear. Now you can see that outline. Drag it to the bottom and change the opacity down to about 90, maybe 85, yeah, around about there. And then go onto the 3D layer, select pixels, and then create a empty layer, fill in stroke, and go to color, change it to white, and go to 10. Depending on what kind of logo you have, it does depend on how much width you want on your stroke, but I'm just going to be using 10, and then just extract it with the selection still on. And then go to the blend mode, change that to overlay, and then duplicate it, and then add some more Gaussian blur. And then merge them again. Once you've done that, add that same texture we used for the background. Once you've got that, make it fill up the whole of the 3D layer, just like that. And then select pixels on the 3D layer. And then select the texture. And then press extract. And bring it underneath the inner glow. And then add some Gaussian blur. And select pixels on the 3D layer. Click on the texture again and extract it, and then set that to overlay. Once you've done that, go onto the 3D layer and go to curves and bring that down so it's quite dark, and then merge them together. So you have your 3D overlay, or 3D with the texture on it. And now just go into the 2D layer, select pixels, and then add a gradient of just black and white. So you can just see it here, just black and white. And just apply that. And then select pixels and add a stroke. And then set that to 10, but depending on what kind of logo you have, it depends what width you use. So then extract that, and then duplicate this one, and set that to black, so just invert it, and then add Gaussian blur, just like that, and then put it underneath the white one, and select the pixels on the white one you got, and then press clear on the black one, so select the black one and press clear, and select the 2D layer, go onto the black one and then extract it and set the white one to overlay. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So apart from adding particles, which we're going to do now, and then once you've got your particles, what we're going to do is just resize it and put it up, and then select linear dodge, just like that. And then finally add your lighting, so just make a random square or a rectangle. Oh, just make that, it's a square, and then fill that as white, just like so, and then drag it all the way to the top, but make sure you have this little magnet on at the bottom, make sure that's got the tick symbol, and just put that at the top, and add loads of Gaussian blur to it. Just keep repeating the Gaussian blur, so just keep adding it and adding it. And then you can just resize it after that to however you want it. Once you've done that, set the lighting to linear dodge, and that's pretty much it. That's how you make a PSD on PS Touch. So yeah, if you have enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe if you're new, and you know, a comment, a cool comment would be cool, and we'll be pinning the best comment on this video. So yeah, my name's Tricky. Peace.